Welcome to the Student Life Center on the campus of the Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary as we prepare for the second half of this 2-day-in-a-row doubleheader. The women just lost by about 23 points to Providence, played a great basketball game. They have incredibly improved through the year. Also enjoyed a halftime presentation celebrating 20 years of since we won a national title and the 2004 season. It was a very good game. Really enjoyed it. So we are about to start 90 seconds away from the start of the men's game. And I'm joined in the Jason Goodham Memorial broadcast table by Scott Mumford, who I did not invite, but that's more or less been the nature of our friendship for years. Everybody's got this Venn diagram of friends. I've told you this. I tell everybody this.
Yes.
The Venn diagram of friends who you still love and call your friends and who annoy you to death. And in the middle, for me, is Scott Munfrom. It's right there.
Yeah,
and
I fit the bill.
Yeah, there it is. So
fit the bill well.
It does.
Yeah.
So
I was just chatting with the officials ahead of this game.
I noticed that you were chatting up the officials. And how does that begin? It's like, I too am an official of basketball.
At some point that came up, yeah. But just chatting with them, it just the one dude he did the women's game earlier as well. They don't normally double dip, but they did tonight.
Well,
so.
he ref Hannah's 7th grade girls game last week.
Oh,
he's overqualified.
You think?
I mean, he did well.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. We were talking about one of them mentioned Logan, and I said, "Oh yeah, Logan's my cousin," and he looks at me and he's like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Because your daughter's on the team, your cousin's the coach. I said, "Well, it's I could go on and on with the people in the stands here."
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to the campus of Free Lutheran Bible College for our second game this afternoon.
Going to hand things over
the
to
men's
John
basketball Free Lutheran Bible College Conquerors versus the Providence Pilots. Before we begin this game, we'll have a word of prayer followed by the national anthems of both Canada and the United States of America. Will you please stand, bow your heads, and as we begin with prayer this afternoon. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time. Thank you that we can come to this building. We thank you for providing the blessings for this building and this campus. We give glory and praise to you. We pray for a safe game for both the officials, the players, and our fans. May we compete with good sportsmanship and in glory for your name. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Please stand for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. Give a round of applause for our band and alumni choir. Thank you for providing the music for our national anthems today. We'll have the starting lineups for the Providence Pilots at this time. Starting at number 1, guard Elijah Roque from Surrey, BC. Number 3, Joshua Lamoru, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Number 7, Rowan Gilbert, Surrey, British Columbia. 13, Riley Paul, Brandon, Manitoba. And number 15, Hayden Wiebe from Winkler, Manitoba. And now for the starting lineups of your men's basketball team from Free Lutheran Bible College. Number 2, from Moorhead, Minnesota, Caden Larson. From Marysville, Washington, number 3, Logan Anderson. From Montgomery, Illinois, number 14, Levi Skogerbo. From Corcoran, Minnesota, number 15, Judah Chernavsky. And from Newark, Illinois, number 23, Austin Waysbrook.
All right, I'm actually joined in the Jason Goodham Memorial Broadcast Table, which is also now the Adam Ozier Memorial Broadcast Table. The Goodham Ozier Memorial Broadcast Table. Your color commentator for this contest, Scott Munfram, my classmate and friend. And yes, I mean that. You are my friend. I will say
not what
it.
you said about 5 minutes ago.
I'll say it publicly. It's in the Venn diagram of, yeah, there we are. Wiebe up for Providence, but Caden Larson wins the tip. And Logan Anderson brings the ball down for FLBC.
This will be an interesting matchup tonight, especially the 2 number 15s here between the Pilots and the Conquerors. Those guys battled hard last night.
Anderson steps back, hits the 2-pointer to start the game. 2-0 on the floor for Providence is Roque, Lamoureux, Gilbert, Paul, and Wiebe. Larson, Anderson, Skogerbo, Chernowski, and Wiesbrook for FLBC. Now Logan Paul down in the paint, up with his left hand and in. He is Riley Paul, rather. He's a handful. You probably remember.
Yeah, he is. He struggled from the field last night early, but when they get him on the block, that's where he's dangerous.
Last night was about a 50-point victory for Providence. Just clearly a better team, and so we'll try to have some positive motion today. Levi Skogerbo had a great game, and he's got the ball right now against Lamoureux.
The energy last night in the first probably 13 minutes from the Conquerors was really impressive, to be honest. I mean,
it was.
They were right there, and then the last portion of the first half, the Pilots went on a 24-0 run.
Well, they were playing some combinations to start the game, and this is their starting 5 right now, I think. So maybe not Aleko instead of Wiebe, maybe, but it's pretty close to their top 5. There were only 4 on the shot clock when that ball went out of bounds, and so Logan Anderson throws up the shot, does not draw iron, so it'll go over on the shot clock violation to Providence.
Not much you can do there.
No.
Sitting here, Hayden Wiebe, he is a man amongst boys out here on this floor.
He's hit the weight room once or twice. Roque for 3. He's going to do that a lot tonight if we let him. And full court man-to-man pressure, Wiesbrook to Larson. I think the Pilots probably had to talk about Levi Skogerbo and the need to guard him.
He had quite the effort last night.
28, I think.
That what it was?
Like that?
Oh.
Yeah, more than I've ever had in a game. So.
Okay, well now the next goal for our Conquerors is we got to draw some iron.
Yes, that would be.
Had a couple shots in a row, no iron, so we got.
So 1 make, 2 misses.
Yeah.
Ball tipped out of bounds will stay with Providence, 25 on the shot clock.
I promised myself I wouldn't criticize the officials.
No, you are an official. You are part of the guild, so it gets a little tiring too if announcing ends up being just one long string of analysis of the officials.
Yeah, I'm not Jay Billis.
Well, if you, I
have a lot more hair than Jay Billis.
If you were reffing the game, I would be criticizing the officials, but not these guys.
Fair enough.
Oh, and Levi just in and out. Providence
These rims
with the
are a
ball.
little stiff here.
They're a little stiff. Roke
Pass
into
inside.
Paul. Beautiful pass. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Caden Larson got away with one there. So,
Do you feel that the game is a little bit more physical these days than when we played 20-some,
and I thought
almost
it was
30 years ago?
I thought it was too physical then.
Yeah.
And so now it's just so physical, and I know why, but it's really changed the game.
We didn't have physical athletes on our teams like these guys. That's for darn sure.
No, for sure. So Logan Anderson did a good job stopping that out-of-bounds play that they ran successfully several times last night. Now Lemerow off the bottom of the backboard, where Scott Mumford used to polish his scalp. Wiesbrook to Skogerbo calling for the ball
Good
screen.
pump fake.
Doesn't happen. Dumps down to Judah Chernyavsky. Chernyavsky can't handle it. And now Paul pushes front court off to Roke down the right-hand lane against Wiesbrook.
Oh.
Paul is going to grab the ball with one hand.
Get a little
Because
hook and hold there.
The defensive, the defensive. Those are code words, so that can be called flagrant if
Can
he
be.
goes down.
It can be.
Yes, but it wasn't.
I think the hook and hold was actually on the offensive side.
Oh, you think it was the other? Oh,
I do.
gotcha.
I don't think it was actually.
Oh, so you
on
don't think it was
Larson.
us holding the hand? You
No.
think it was one hand was busy hooking
I think
and
he
holding?
was being hooked and
Oh,
held.
gotcha. All right.
Yes.
Well, fooled me. Our
That's-
rules analyst, Scott Munfram. This should be a three-man crew. We should pass it back and forth.
That would be great. Yeah.
Who's your production assistant next to you?
That would be my daughter, Taylor Munfram.
Gotcha. Did she play basketball?
She played up through her freshman year.
Okay.
And due to a coaching change at their school, both Maddie and Taylor decided to retire from the sport.
And was it because you became the coach? Okay, I was just checking. Weeby misses it, but he's going to put it back himself. Misses again. Chernyavsky with the rebound. Not often you miss twice from that close proximity. JJ still playing?
I made a living of doing that, but you know.
JJ still playing?
JJ is still playing. Yes, he is in the 8th grade. He's playing on a travel team right now, but mostly we've been started basketball or baseball practice already.
And
so
he's a baseball guy first, right?
first and foremost, yeah.
Logan Anderson drives a baseline, tries to hand off to Chernyavsky. Chernyavsky did not really play basketball before this year. I don't know if you knew that. That was a nice
Told me
little
that,
Euro
yes.
step
That
up
was a
over
nice
the right
Euro
hand.
step, yes.
That, Roke, that was a non-travel Euro step. I
It
like
was a
those.
non-travel.
So
A little
Roke
sloppy
with a nice
basketball to
finish.
start here.
Yeah,
but,
7-2.
Coming up upon our first media timeout.
Yes. Anderson to Chernyavsky, who misses. Anderson with the offensive rebound, puts it up and draws a foul. Logan Anderson to the line, shooting 2, down 5. Hunter Oyen and Kent Anderson coming into the game for FLBC after this first shot. Kent and Logan are brothers, not twins, 1 year apart. One of them waited for the other so they could come here together. They're from Marysville, Washington. We have a disproportionate percentage of our student body from the Pacific Northwest. Some really active churches out there who have appreciated the ministry of the school. So we enjoy having them here for our nice, mild winters.
I'm just grateful that we didn't come here this weekend to 10 below.
That's true. It's kind of a front range of Colorado winter this year, and I like it a lot.
I played 3 rounds of golf this week. I don't know what you did, but
The courses are open here, believe it or not.
I heard
It's just
that.
not comfortable enough for any sane human to golf. I did play on December 6th. We can talk about that if the game gets out of hand. Caden Larson down the lane, pulls up high off the glass. Intentional. The bank is
high
open.
off the glass.
7-5. 15 minutes left in the first half. Caden Larson, the son of Jeremy Larson, you probably remember from back in the day. Caden's a very good athlete.
Spoke to Jeremy last night for a little while.
Good man on our staff now.
Yeah.
Director of discipleship, also attending the seminary. Turned over now, steal by Austin Wiesbrook, who takes the ball up against Lemerow. Decides better of things. Looking for help now as he pulls the ball out.
Give it to the big fella.
Yeah, stick it into Oyen. Even if he doesn't get a shot off, even if he doesn't have leverage, he's got to stick it in.
Got to give
Make
it
the
to
defense-
the big fella.
Got to make the defense collapse. That's what this means. That means this is defense collapse. You might be
for
on
the
video.
viewers at home.
By the way, there is another camera around that you might end up being on video, so you got to keep looking
Gotta
sharp.
be careful.
Keep looking sharp.
Do what I can.
Okay. Skogerbo, can he get his first basket? Floats it a bit long. Riley Paul leaves at least 2 layers of his skin on the floor as he dived for the ball. Just couldn't quite claw it back inbounds. And now Caden Larson, triggering the ball in for FLBC to Kent Anderson. Pressure, man-to-man defense.
Nice step back.
I think there's a chance that Skogerbo used up all of his shooting juices last night. And you know Josh and Amy Skogerbo.
Ooh, I was about to ask if that would be one of the Josh and Amy Skogerbo clan.
Okay, not noted athletes. So this is your big chance.
This is my big chance. Oh, thanks to Cisco, the official food service provider for the Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary, for sponsoring tonight's contest. Cisco helps Chef Matt Hetchel keep our students fueled with delicious, healthy meals. If your business needs a food supplier, call 763-785-9000 or find your local Cisco service center at cisco.com.
That read was adequate.
That's all I shoot for all the time.
Adequate means enough.
Adequate is all I ever shoot for.
And enough is good.
Yeah.
So that's good. I wanted to get a wrap. These are new this week. A wrap, like some grab-and-go kind of stuff up in the full court press because I was hungry.
Okay.
In fact, getting a little lightheaded even. And so I went to get a wrap, and they were totally sold out. Those wraps are provided by Cisco. I went instead with a hot dog, a cup of coffee, and a chocolate pudding cup. These things should not be eaten together.
I'd say breakfast of champions, but I'm not so sure
like
that's
that.
the case.
Boy, the food here is so good. That's a foul, I think. No, it's not.
I think it was just ball out of bounds.
It's ball out of bounds,
still
short
conquer a
reset.
ball.
Wiesberg throws it out to Larson. What a lot of people don't know is that you can throw that ball backcourt on the inbounds pass. Three-pointer by Kent Anderson. And now that's a 1-point FLBC Conqueror lead, 8-7. Ladies and gentlemen.
Larson's got some hops on him. I don't remember his father having quite that same elevation ability.
The Fugelberg side, apparently. Now that
somebody step up and take a charge. But hey, we got the turnover.
That'll work. Skogerbo and Logan Anderson back in for Seth Stroud and Caden Larson, who just needed a break. 1-point lead. Let's see if we can stretch it. Broke is doing his one-man press routine, which is strangely effective.
I can only imagine, yeah.
He's pretty fast. Anderson trying to break down Alexander. Maestra grabs the loose ball, brings it up, almost picked from behind by Logan Anderson. Kent Anderson checks him, and now Maestra gets everybody up in the air. We'll see what happens. Ball comes loose. Kent Anderson grabs the loose ball, and there's a chance for FLBC to lengthen this 1-point lead. Logan Anderson to Levi Skogerbo down the lane.
Nice
drifts the ball
layup.
over Aleko, and it's 10-7 FLBC. Broke uses the high ball screen from Aleko. Now a dribble handoff. Richardson, Alexander, Maestra. And Maestra now is going to take the charge. Excuse me.
Commit the charge.
Oh.
You were so close.
Well, it's the best play in basketball, right?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
And because I stepped all over it, I don't even know who took the charge.
That would be number 22, Kent Anderson.
He
stepped in, and, he waited for the contact to get there. The official made a great call there. Maestre was not happy with the call, but
they never
when
are.
you see his numbers when you're driving from the three-point line and they don't move, pretty sure that's going to go the other way.
So next time we draw a charge, I will be ready, and I will give it the respect it's due. Oh, hard trap. Aleko coming out with Gehring. Ball reversed now to Logan Anderson. If they're going to hit, that's 4 air balls.
4 air balls
so
here on the
Conquerors.
Conquerors.
If they're going to, Aleko.
But Aleko Does us a favor and
Yes.
sticks one in the crack of the rim there.
Logan Anderson cut off by Roke. Roke's a good defender.
Yes.
It's going to be hard to turn the corner on him. Now, if they're gonna trap hard like that, we got to be able to get the ball to the open man.
Absolutely.
And we just threw the ball to the non-open man.
Yes.
Got to go corner first, then block.
Absolutely. Or if you go to the elbow, you got to get rid of the ball right away because they're going to collapse on that.
This is what it sounds like when two color guys are doing a game.
100%. Does Ozier normally do the play-by-play?
No, it's Jason Goodham, who's really and Goodham is. Don't tell him I said this, but
I'm
Jason,
sure he's watching right now.
He's actually doing a Bible conference right now up in Greenbush or someplace.
That's what cell phones are for.
But Goodham is actually very good play-by-play.
Nice.
But don't tell him that.
Okay.
In fact, nobody tell him that. If you're listening,
from way
don't tell him
downtown.
this. Richardson, that's out of bounds.
Oh. I thought for a second that might stay up there.
It might stay. I was going to go, if it had stayed, I was going to jump up and get it.
With a broom.
Yes, that's right. FLBC, 10-7, 12 minutes left in the first half. Larson driving on Gehring. Gathers, steps under, misses long. Aleko with the rebound off to Richardson. Gehring now to Alexander. Reversing the ball. Aleko has Chernyavsky on his back, looking to post up, but he can't do it. Now we're going to screen off of Logan Anderson.
Gotta get those rebounds.
Alexander gets it.
Good hands. Good
hands,
hands.
Chernyavsky. Oh, Gehring got away with a lot of contact on that. Logan needs to just be strong enough to go through the guy, and then he'll get the call. Control the tempo, gentlemen. Control the tempo. The press now has FLBC thinking up tempo in a game that they can't win. Up tempo.
I'm Logan Strand. I'm thinking timeout here shortly.
Yeah, that would be good. Whoops. Roke throws the ball off the leg of Caden Larson. 18 seconds on the shot clock, almost halfway through the first half. Still a 1-point lead for FLBC. I can't imagine that there's going to be a 40-40 pace for the rest of this game.
No.
Richardson, 3, 12-10, 11 left. Logan Anderson brings the ball front court against Blake Gehring. It's cleared out. Logan Anderson going to finish strong and tie the game. That was a really nice drive.
Very solid take. Very solid take. Strong with the dribble. Finishing well. Kind of an isolation play with 4 Conquerors on the other side of the floor.
Ball screen from Alexander. Richardson down the middle. Kicks to the corner. Gehring misses the 3. Aleko tries for the offensive rebound. Ball goes off of FLBC. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
This is a critical moment of this game right here. Your tie ball game, 10.5 to go. If you're FLBC, you need to weather the storm right here for a couple minutes. Keep the momentum that you have. Not give up wide open threes.
Aleko to Alexander to Richardson with a little bit of a heat check.
And make sure you get make sure you get defensive rebounds.
Aleko was angry that he was called for the foul. He was not called for the foul. The ball hit the support structure for the basket.
Yes.
I think he was about to get called for the foul, though.
I think the support structure bailed him out. We got a timeout on the court. Pilots, 30-second timeout.
FLBC Athletics is brought to you this year in part by Caleb Carlson of Three Rivers Real Estate. For help buying or selling your new home, count on Caleb Carlson, FLBC basketball alumnus and real estate expert. Email Caleb at threeriversrealestateteam.com. FLBC Conqueror Athletics is also sponsored in part by Rock Elm. Scott, have you ever eaten at Rock Elm?
I couldn't tell you where it is.
Okay, so you remember the Grill Your Own steak place out at Rockford Road and 55, little shopping mall?
Nope.
It's now
I
Rock
didn't get
Elm.
out much. I was usually,
with Rochelle. That's
correct.
Yes, from day one, almost. Yes, I have stories. Rochelle Lamblum, she's cute. Now that I've given everybody's maiden name, identity theft, palooza.
Yeah.
Rock Elm makes a mean burger.
Okay.
And they sponsor us. Chef Matt Peschel works there sometimes. Because he can't quit cooking. Caden Larson up now. Off the glass, just a little bit long. Those are eventually going to fall. Alexander brings a rebound down, hands it off to Roke, who goes all the way. Offensive rebound to Lecco, and he's going to get Austin Wiesbrook for the foul.
He's a force in there, that Aleko.
Yeah, he is.
You got to really work to keep him off the boards. He jumps well. He elevates. He's strong, physical.
How long does it take Rook to get from free throw line to free throw line?
2.3 seconds.
Well, and keeping in mind that this is a relatively low level of college basketball.
3.3 seconds.
There are probably people who can go much, much faster than that.
Yes.
But it's hard to imagine because it's very fast.
He moved very quickly, yes.
And he's got very short legs, and yet he's still like, shoot. 13-12, second free throw is good after missing the first. FLBC basketball. And the Pilots will settle back into a, they matching up. They're just
like a half-court man,
now.
yep, half-court man.
So they're out of that formal trap. Pick and roll.
I like it.
Caden Larson gets the ball, backs down against Gehring, and finally gets one to go. Actually, that's his second basket, but the first one in a long time. It's 14-13 FLBC.
Good little two-man action there. Pick and roll there with Larson. Finishing high, above the defender, gets a friendly roll.
Riley Paul a bit in no man's land, sizing up Caden Larson. Reverses the basketball, and Gehring drives down the lane, finishes with his left hand to give the Pilots a 1-point lead.
Wait, what's the number one rule when you're guarding a lefty?
Make him go right?
Yeah. We didn't do that time.
No, we didn't. Levi Skogerbo tries to go up and under Riley Paul.
Oh.
Another. It was such an obvious double dribble that it's like he couldn't have possibly.
Even confused the officials.
He called himself for it. Logan Strand called it as well.
Yes.
Also, the other one is make the shot blocker block shots. I don't like the altering your shot for the shot blocker. I like making the shot blocker block shots.
Absolutely.
Because eventually, if you feed them a couple, eventually they get a little bit too hopped up on their own shot blocking. And
he's going to get a little aggressive, yes.
Yeah, not all of us are Oliver Miller.
The Big O.
That was a throwback. That was for you.
That was for me from Arkansas, my Arkansas days. Yeah.
Remember, he would tip the ball.
Yes.
And to himself.
Yes.
He's very good about that.
He didn't want to block it into the stands, which,
Looks
why
good.
would you? It looks cool. It makes the Sports Center highlights, but
I don't know.
Friendly roll for the Conquerors right there.
Maestra. We actually switched rims at the half, by the way, so the tighter rims go to the opponent.
Okay.
Logan Anderson makes Riley Paul block that shot, but next time around, he'll just do it again and maybe draw the foul.
Might get a foul. You got to jump into him and establish a little bit of contact there.
Sure do. Gehring takes the ball screen now, pick and roll to Riley Paul.
Good help, D.
Paul skip to Maestra, corner three, misses.
No Pilots there to rebound, so we'll take that. 8 minutes to go. 1 point deficit for the Conquerors.
Wiesbrook down the lane, in the land of the trees. Sets the ball screen for Logan Anderson, who does turn the corner, goes up strong against Paul, and draws the foul. And that's almost exactly what I said would happen. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that I do not know what I'm talking about. It just happened to work out.
Well, you make the defender leave his feet coming towards you. If he jumps and comes down in the same spot, A to A, there's no call. It's an easy no call. The defender did a good job, or the offensive player made a good job of making him jump. But you got to take advantage of it and make free.
Okay, so at halftime, Scott, you're still reffing actively, high school and college, right?
Yes.
Okay,
just high school, not
high
college.
school. Okay, I reffed a ton back in the day. I want to talk at halftime. We're going to take 5 minutes, and we're going to talk about what people don't know about officiating.
Ooh,
that makes crowds sound ridiculous, and they never know it.
I can't wait.
Because there's a lot of it.
Tune in, folks. Tune in
at halftime.
I hope we have more people tuning in than we do for the game, because this will be a very important segment.
Officials are better than you think they are.
Yes.
Except in the NFL, which I don't understand. Gehring has the ball now, dribbling on the outside. Wiesbrook cuts him off on the baseline, kicks back around. Good ball movement. And that's Lamoureux in the corner for a three. Just beating the buzzer. Ball's tipped out of bounds. FLBC ball. Tie ball game, 15-15. This is a low-scoring game.
This is a low-scoring game. It's a bit sloppy, but at the same time, there's been pretty solid defense on both ends of the floor.
Well, I agree with that. And the guys
they're contesting shots.
The Conquerors look really good today.
They look well-rested from last night.
Somehow.
As they should.
Yeah. we traveled by Kent Anderson. So when we were in school, I only played for about 5 games because I realized my knees were way too bad to be playing basketball.
I thought it was about 10 minutes.
It might have been that. I played long enough for that alley-oop past you that went in.
I remember that vividly.
Do you remember coming off, giving me a high five? I didn't see it, and I got a nosebleed because he hit me in the nose.
Right square between the eyes.
And it was like, this is not working. I need to be done with this. I was a little older than average.
You spent the next year and a half making me pay for that moment.
And then
just in the dorms.
We'd practice in carpeted gyms, little tiny. Anyway, it's a whole new world.
2 nights a week, running stairs and hallways in the dorms.
Couldn't even stay in shape.
To try and stay in some sort of semblance of shape.
Paul sets up middle, spins on Larson baseline. Paul has a repertoire of post moves that we haven't seen a lot of just because of the way the flow of the game has gone. He's a tough player. I remember
solid
from
player.
Last year. Yeah,
very solid player. That was a very solid move. Tough break on the foul call, but I mean, it was a foul. Was it a bit ticky-tack? Maybe for this physical of a game.
15-15.
But when you shoot free throws like that, I'd foul him more often too.
Second foul on Larson, who's one of our best players.
Hey, maybe not with him.
Yeah. So Larson's got 2.
Full timeout coming up here for the Pilots.
Pilots take the full timeout. Okay, so we'll have that conversation.
Okay.
Quick ad read. Said Rock Elm, 55 in Rockford Road, and they also have a food truck. Fantastic meals. You can check those out. We'd also like to thank another sponsor, Johnson Insurance Agency. If you need an assist, check out Johnson Insurance, serving central Minnesota since 1986. Dave Johnson is a full-court coverage insurance provider licensed in Minnesota and Arizona. Give him a call at 320-573-2529. Johnson Insurance Agency for all your insurance needs. Any statistical highlights?
With 7 minutes to go here in the first half, just a quick recap. Providence of Manitoba is ahead by 16-15. Shooting a mere 35% from the field, while the Conquerors of FLBC are shooting 43% from the field. I'm not sure that counts some of those air balls, but we'll go with these numbers.
Yeah, air balls only count once, but they feel like twice.
Gotcha. Beyond that, Conquerors got to tighten things up a little bit. 5 turnovers compared to 2 turnovers for Providence Pilots. The 5 turnovers for FLBC has led to 7 points for the Pilots, which would make this game a bit different.
It would.
So,
here we are. I want you to read that one.
That one right there. For nearly 60 years, gosh, that includes a lot of my family.
It does.
The Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary has been establishing students in the eternal and inerrant Word of God for a life of faith in Jesus Christ and faithful service in His kingdom. For more info, go to flbc.edu.
Start here, go anywhere, grounded in God's Word.
Amen.
I think you and I could also still sell airbeds if we needed to in a pinch. If we had to produce some income, I think we could do it. FLBC loses the ball off of Skogerbo back over to
Do you still sleep
Pilots.
on one?
I do, the same one, 23 years.
Oh, see, we upgraded a couple years ago.
It's a little bit, it's probably closer to its death than its birth, but it's still all right.
They surprisingly do last as long as advertised.
Yeah, which we're never sure about, but we said they did, and we were right. And did you upgrade to a different sleep number bed?
Yes, I couldn't tell you which model it was, but it is definitely we did upgrade about 3-4 years ago.
When I saw beds, all we needed was a Classic Elite and Ultra.
They're all named something different now.
They are.
Yeah.
Sleep Number, not a sponsor, but could be.
I'm actually wondering why they're not.
100% of FLBC current announcers sleep on a Sleep Number bed.
Great play there by Levi Skogerbo, ripping the ball away from a defender trying to steal it from him for a easy 8-footer in the paint.
FLBC with a chance to take the lead off the steal. Boy, that's good D.
Very, very solid defense.
Rowan Gilbert.
Tough break there. Tough break there for Logan Anderson.
And had he been able to move as freely as he wanted, that ball goes behind him instead of off his foot, which is excellent defensive position.
The freshman, Rowan Gilbert, coming through with a strong defensive effort there on that
From
play.
Surrey, British Columbia. I bet that's a beautiful place. Weisberg with some good defense of his own. Stops Gehring. And now...
Little miscommunication there.
Tried to go high-low. Weeby thought
and
Paul was going to go low.
Paul came up to the high post.
Ball trickles out of bounds harmlessly. Back over to FLBC.
So far, hanging in there for the Conquerors.
Providence is not playing well today. And, in fact, had this happened last night, we were playing very well. We'd probably be significantly ahead. As it is, we're 1 point ahead.
Great strong move by Levi Skogerbo. Using that pivot foot well.
Riley Paul hands off to Lemereau, who dribbles out.
Good position inside. This
Ball
is going to be an easy three-point play.
Paul has Chernyavsky sealed, and on ball reversal, then that becomes an easy play. Boys and girls, reverse the basketball.
100%. Your coaches are not yelling it for their health.
No, yeah. Reverse the basketball.
Cat got your tongue?
It does.
Okay.
I've coached a lot of lower level basketball. I just have had very limited success getting kids to reverse the basketball. And it bothers me. And it doesn't help that the parents are yelling things like, son, you've got the ball in your hands. Shoot quick before somebody else might get involved.
Shoot it. Drive. Shoot it. Shoot it. We should commentate for a minute like what parents sound like.
Oh, man. Let's save that for the second half. Wiesberg gets the ball. Conquerors are down 1. Logan Anderson, top of the key. 3, back iron.
Oh.
Somehow Roque gets the ball away from Caden Larson and dribbles the ball front court. Lemereau, high, low to Riley Paul. And it's 22-19, 4:30 left, first half. Looks like Aleko has a leg of some kind.
Well, he has 2 legs.
well done.
Looks like he might have just tweaked an ankle.
Injury.
Tightening up his shoe.
Injury timeout. Chernyavsky's out. Skogerbo's in. So on the floor, something we haven't done much of yet is, if we go here, if we scroll down, that's who's in the game. And something Goodham's very good at is getting quick with the names and numbers of the other team, even though he doesn't really know them. So I have to look through the whole game. Kerry Richardson pulls down that defensive rebound.
The other team's players have names?
Well, he gets them. He gets them so he doesn't have to look. So it's a lot quicker. It's going to be a hold on FLBC.
Foul's
only
on the
our 5th foul, so that'll be number 6 probably. Bonus from here on in, but the ball will be out of bounds on the baseline. It's on number 3, Logan Anderson. So now Logan Anderson and Caden Larson, 2 of our more regular rotational players, have 2 fouls each. We'd like to keep them on the floor. Roque drives down the lane. Wiesberg feathers him off. Ball kicked out and reversed. Now Paul has it, trying to back in Kent Anderson. Kent does a great job, but the turnaround jumper is in. That's pretty. That was
very pretty.
That was like a poor man's Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, you want to make him settle for that jump shot. Unfortunately, he has the wherewithal to make it. Great play there by Caden Larson.
Caden Larson fakes middle, shoots a little fadeaway, high off the glass, and now it's 24-21. Riley Paul is going to try to back down Kent Anderson again. Major size advantage. Roque gets the handoff from Paul. Paul reestablishes, and now we're going to call Kent Anderson for a hold. Now we will be shooting 1-1. Kent Anderson's first, team 7.
For the Pilots here, they have an opportunity, being in the bonus now for the next 3 minutes, they have a strong opportunity to pull away here a little bit at the end of the first half with the use of free throws. If I'm Providence, I'm sticking with that 2-man game between Roque and Riley Paul.
Yeah, it's hard for us to guard because Roke's faster than any player we have, and Paul's bigger than any player we have. And Paul has found his range from the free throw line now, which should help Providence.
For disaster.
26-21, FLBC. I'd like to close this half. Let's keep it within 5 at least. Make things interesting to start off. Now, hey, Weesbrook down the lane. That's all right, Weezy.
You can't worry about the big guy coming your way. You just got to try and finish as best as you know how. And if he blocks the shot, he blocks the shot.
That's too bad. So Richardson now has the ball. Over to Alexander. Hands off to Lemereau, who misses the 3. Caden Larson with the rebound for the Conquerors. Oh, my. That was the kind of the one-hand in-and-out dribble. Roke gets faked out. Weesbrook, beautiful play. Hands it off to Larson, who goes down the lane and scores. It's 26-23, 3-point lead. Let's get us top Conquerors.
Larson with his 8th point of the night, making it look relatively easy there.
Lemereau tries to float it in, misses everything. Ball out of bounds, off of FLBC, Providence ball. When I say keep it within 5, I was talking about Providence. Providence needs to keep it within 5. FLBC is on a run. They're on the comeback trail.
Here we go.
That's hard to stop.
Yeah.
When you're a foot shorter than the guy who's catching it.
6'7" is 6'7", and that's difficult no matter how you look at it.
It's kind of funny because 6'7" isn't all that tall in the basketball world.
It's not.
But at this level.
But it is here.
Yeah. Weesbrook, deep 3, in and out. Defensive rebound by Roke. Up 5. Providence pushes forward. Gehring into and out of the lane. Reversing the ball through Paul. Lemereau probing down the lane, kicks out to Gehring for 3, left hand and in, 31-23. FLBC would like to pull within 5 as they go into the half.
And we're back to that again, yes.
We're back to 8.
Good possession here is critical here for FLBC. Run a little clock, little high pick and roll action. I like it. High off the window.
He's got that down. So that'll be 10 now for Caden Larson after a bit of a slow start. 31-25, 1 minute left in the game. Get a stop and a score. Providence will get the arrow to start the second half. They won the coin flip and deferred. Gehring to Lemereau, back to Gehring. Sizing up Skogerbo. Help from Larson, good help. Now Riley Paul on the perimeter, back to Roke, open three-pointer. I did not like the looks of that one, but it bounced in and out, and now FLBC has a chance to go 2 for 1 if they push. I don't think that's necessarily on their radar screen.
It doesn't look like it, no. The best part about that offensive possession, or should I say defensive possession for FLBC, was they kept Riley Paul on the perimeter.
Yes, and he seemed to be content to be there, which I'm not sure I understand. 10 on the shot clock. Ball screen for Logan Anderson. Screen and roll for Caden Larson. Somebody's open. Kent Anderson, 2. Caden Larson, beautiful pass, give and go. Ladies and gentlemen, Anderson, and Larson. It's not just a Scandinavian law firm. It's 2 points for the Conquerors. 31-27. 6 seconds left. Roke down the lane. Will he get it off in time? He got it off in time, but he missed. And it's 31-27. FLBC down 4 at the half. What a good half of basketball for Logan Strand's FLBC Conquerors. That was fun.
Great last 5 minutes. They weathered the storm, as I've said a couple times, mostly on the defensive end. They prevented the second look opportunities for the Pilots. They got the defensive rebound, secured it, and they had a couple of great possessions down here on the offensive end to close it out.
Well, that was fun. That was fun. So,
that was fun.
Looking at some oh, sorry.
You told me that that's not how this works.
So I got one iPad, which has a touchscreen. I've got one MacBook, which is not a touchscreen. And it sounds like a Microsoft commercial now. But
we won't discuss how you sound.
Yeah, okay, so
the Conquerors finished the first half.
All right, we're going to have a little competition today. I need to have all of the girls' team on the women's basketball team come down, and also their parents. So if you are a parent of a girl on the basketball team, please come down, and we'll have a little competition. Also, and then Josh can do a little giveaway here.
Okay, we're going to take 5 and let Shelby Grevin have a little bit of time with the mic.
Homecoming weekend. I just wanted to announce a couple giveaways. Brent Ron and Abigail Peterson, you have won a hoodie. Come see me at the alumni table to get that. Thank you again for being here this weekend.
All right, let's get this started, Shelby.
All right, so for our competition tonight, we are gonna have the women's basketball team and their parents, all right? So how this works is they're gonna start in the short corner position and they're gonna see who can shoot and make the most shots. All right, and so we're gonna have 3 shots, 1 minute each position, and we're gonna play some music. Cheer for your team. We wanna see who if the girls can beat their parents, all right? So who's with me? Yeah, all right, come on, cheer on your teammates, all right? Parents, are you ready? Here, line right here, Matt. There we go, passing line, shooting line, yep. There we go. Yep. All right, girls, are you ready? Yeah, all right. On your mark, get set, go. Let's go, parents, come on, parents. All right, crowd, hype them up a little bit. Start cheering. Yeah, let's go. They need some encouragement out here. Are you timing them up? All right, stop. All right. Elbow shot. Passing line right here. Passing line out here. Shooting line right at the elbow. All right. Girls are all ready, right, parents? Here we go. You got it. Yep, on your mark. Did you guys not count? Hannah, did you count? All right. Hannah, you want to keep track of their score? They got 4. All right, on your mark, get set, go. All right, who's encouraging the girls over here? Come on, Bryce, come on, Matt, start cheering. Let's go. Come on, Lily. Yeah, we're cheering them on. They need some help over here. Come on. Let's go, Grace. Yes, make that shot. Come on, parents. Good. shooting line. You guys got it. All right, are you guys ready? On your mark, get set, shoot! Parents are crushing the threes. All right, come on, girls, you got it. Time. All right. Lauren Jones, how many points did you get?
25.
25. All right, parents.
37.
Actually?
I don't know. I was like,
We scored a lot of threes.
that was a lot of threes. He doesn't know.
All right, good game, good game. Parents got 37. Woo! Oh, please enjoy some refreshments too up at the full court press. Some really great stuff up there. Try a Sprite with strawberry and peaches.
All right, we're back. That was some halftime entertainment. Did you get the pulse rate up?
Did I what?
Did you get the pulse rate up, the heart?
Just a smidge.
And
I
did
only
you
missed
win?
one shot.
Did you win?
I mean, Justin Jones said we won, so I would assume that that's correct.
Can't be trusted. All right, at the half, it's 31-27. Providence visiting today, up 4 at the break. We're playing pretty well. 13 points for Riley Paul, 12 points for Caden Larson, and in all, a good half of basketball. So, Scott, I was just talking with my cousin Calais, who coaches a homeschool basketball team that my daughter plays on. We're talking a little bit about how this whole thing about players, yes, coaches probably, but parents.
Ugh.
Parents are not objective souls. We know that. And being a parent myself, I understand how that happens.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure there have been times that I have been not very objective. You are a basketball official currently. I've reffed tons in my life, but not recently. Let's talk a little bit about what parents should know about reffing that they don't, and things that get them in trouble.
So, where do I begin?
What's your give me
number one.
Number one.
The number one thing, 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Okay.
3
and
seconds.
what is 3 seconds for the uninitiated?
What is 3 seconds? Is when an offensive player spends more than 3 seconds inside the paint, inside the lane, with or without the basketball, in all reality.
Yes.
But the biggest misconception is that 3 seconds does not officially start counting until the ball crosses half court.
I
You
did
can
not
go
know
down
this.
there.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
You can go
But
down
I
there. You
think-
can stand in
but
the paint
you
during the
just ignore
press.
it.
You can
Just
stand in the paint
ignore
during
it.
the press.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, but there are parents that will start counting the minute the ball comes in at this end, coming over here, and they'll start counting and yelling at us that he's been in the paint for 5, 6, 7 seconds. It's like nobody
Doesn't
cares
matter.
until they cross half court. The other thing,
And all they have to do is pick up a foot.
Correct.
Right? And then the
Correct.
other thing is if you catch, the count stops.
yes,
And then resumes
Correct.
if you quit making progress towards the basket.
same thing when the ball hits the rim.
Yes.
The count stops and resumes when someone gets possession on the offensive team.
Okay, then that's super annoying. And as a ref, we're human, and you hear 3 seconds. And if you're at 3,
He's camping.
you say, okay, 3.5.
Oh,
Or,
trust me. If he's been in there 3 seconds, that's when I start counting.
I mean, anyway. And nobody wants to call 3 seconds.
No.
And you're yelling at the kid, get out, get out, get out.
We don't yell at the kids. We coach them through
You
this.
coach them.
We coach them through a lot of the game as officials.
Because you don't want to
At
call
every
that.
level. At every level.
You don't want to call that. So
Correct.
it's like, get out. Hey, you got 3, get out. And usually they listen. And if they
Yes.
don't, you just ding them, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, give me another one.
Over and back.
Okay, over and back. Tell them the rule.
All 3 points have to be across.
Those 3 points would be,
Both feet
yep,
and the ball.
and the ball. That's 3. And then what I always thought was I pretended that the line did not exist. That it was like putting the yellow first down line
Yes.
on. And so
Yes.
it doesn't turn on until you get past.
Correct.
And then it's just an out of bounds line like anything else.
Correct.
And then when the
100%.
ball goes out of bounds on the baseline, actually, or the sideline,
It doesn't matter.
it goes back. It still doesn't exist.
Correct.
And so you can throw the ball into the backcourt.
As far back as you want.
Okay, so if you have 1 foot on the half court line and you start reverse pivoting with the ball in big circles, now you get a
you are
10-second
not across.
call.
You can get a 10-second call, but you are not across half court.
So there's another one. So the over and back, they do not understand that rule,
No.
and that drives me nuts. Okay, block charge.
So the phrase legal guarding position is used often in a block charge, and not everyone really understands what that means, right? If you're
Correct.
standing there, if you're bent over, if you're practically tying your shoe and someone runs into you, it's a block.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You're stationary, sure, but it's a block.
Yep.
So the block charge, and in all honesty, do we get every block charge correct? No.
Really, it's a coin flip.
It's a 50-50 call more often than not. This official right here was talking about a call in the girls' game, a charge in the first half right here on the Conquerors.
Yep.
And I asked him about it afterwards. He said they talked about it at halftime in the
This
locker
one?
room. No, the one here where there was a pass coming.
Oh,
and,
yeah, at
and
midcourt.
Peterson, I think it was
Yes,
Peterson, caught the
Peterson.
ball and was not allowed to land.
Correct.
Okay, that's another big point, is allowing your shooter to land, allowing your ball carrier, your jumper to land. If they are not allowed to land, that can't be a charge.
Okay, we got a minute left. How does the restraining circle work?
Well, so we don't have that in high school basketball in Colorado, but what I know of it from college hoops, Go Blue, watching a lot of Michigan, is you've got to have both feet outside of the restraining circle when the contact is made.
It's a safety issue.
Absolutely, it's a
And
safety
it also
issue.
makes it a lot easier to
It makes
call.
it way easier for the official because now, we're always looking at their feet anyways, but now we're looking at their feet to see, are you inside or outside of it? And then you go up from there. Okay, if they're inside the circle, it's a no-brainer, right? It's an automatic block. If they're outside the circle, start with their feet, you move up, are they in a legal guarding position? If so, then we can bang it and go charge the other way.
But what people don't realize is it's very rare when a block charge is obvious.
Correct.
It's probably the hardest call in sports.
100%.
Okay. The other one is if it's a two-man crew, like a lot of youth basketball things, really all I look for is there a good whistle,
Yes.
open hand, closed hand, so they
Yes.
know the difference, and do they have 2 lines?
Yes.
And if they got that stuff, you probably got some good officials.
You probably have some.
Now, the downside is if you know that and they don't do that, then it makes you extra super crabby. But don't be. Your child is going to learn more from you having a good attitude than having a well-ref basketball game.
100% true.
All right, we're back at it. And I'm a little salty on this one because I'm sick of bad parental attitudes, which we tend to not have here, thankfully. This is another one. Paul high-low to Wiebe. Wiebe's having a rough night.
He is.
And
He is.
too bad. So FLBC
use
now.
your physicality. Use your big body.
Larson in the corner. Logan Anderson calling for a ball screen. Back to Larson in the corner, guarded by Paul. High arching corner three, misses long, out of bounds to Providence.
I'm well aware.
Riley Paul is going to draw that foul and go to the line.
If he got him in the head, I didn't see it, but that was the call.
He looked affected. The third foul on
UD.
who was it?
That was on
Caden
Larson.
Larson's
going to have to come out and sit for a little bit. 19 minutes to go in the game. He's got 3 fouls, but he is our leading scorer tonight, so he's got to rest quick, and he's going to have to figure out a way to dig deep and play defense without committing any more fouls.
Paul is having a rough night at the free throw line.
Not according to the stat sheet.
Well, 3 for 3, that's 2 misses. I'm not sure. I think we might be missing some shots there. 31-27, FLBC. Step back 3 for Levi Skogerbo, who cannot find the range that he had last night. Into the corner off the empty tripod. 18:49 left in the half. 31-27. Providence with the ball and the lead. Broke front court. Wiesbrook guarding him, steps under the screen. Ball reversed through Wiebe to Gilbert. Broke pulls out to Wiebe, over to Lemereau, pulls up against Skogerbo for 3. Skogerbo looks tired tonight, was not able to contest that. 34-27, 2 minutes into the second half. Wiesbrook hands off to Kent Anderson, skip pass to Logan Anderson, 3 against Lemereau, misses. Riley Paul pulls down the rebound, hands off to Roque. Roque pushing the ball against Wiesbrook. Kicks to the corner to Marlowe, who steps out of bounds, or Gilbert rather, steps out of bounds.
Switched his pivot feet.
Yeah, I don't know if you, is that what it was with the travel? I don't know if you've heard us talk on the broadcast. It seems like this corner right here, people step out of bounds down here without realizing it repeatedly, to the point where I've measured it. Because it's not, it doesn't happen here.
Of course you did.
Well, for some reason, it's right here. Beautiful backdoor cut, Logan Anderson. Goes up strong against Gilbert. Will go to the line for 2. Wasn't that a nice pass?
That was a great back cut. He looked him off, and a great pass by Wiesbrook.
Austin Wiesbrook, who is, as they say, older than average as a student, came to us after college, much like I did.
Well, you were always older than average.
It's true. Although Weezy's made it, 2 full seasons orthopedically.
Knowing your medical history, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Were you at the alumni tournament when the knee got shredded?
I do remember that, yes.
That
vividly.
was not fun.
That was your second
That was my left knee. My right knee was pre-done. My left knee still, it's a 3-pointer for Lemereau. Now 37-28. I've got a knee replacement waiting to happen, but I'm putting it off as long as possible. Kent Anderson for a 3 in the corner. I like seeing that now. It's
trying to stay in the game as much as 31. They can. Good timeout by Logan here. Logan Strand, that is.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Logan's league consolidation timeouts, especially if you realize that the game is probably not a game that you should win.
Right.
Use them all.
Do what you can
to
stay in the game, yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I like officiating, by the way, even at low levels.
Can you run?
If the players are young enough, I can. I prefer to not ref a 2-man crew on a 94-foot court.
Been there, done that this week, no less. Yeah. Ironically, in Colorado, we have some smaller schools that will pay for 3-man crews for JV and varsity.
Really?
While the 6A schools will only pay for a 2-man crew for the JV game.
Interesting. three-man crew, I mean, it's a lot easier. And you very rarely get, blindsided.
Correct. We refer to it as backs and butts.
Yeah.
You know, you're screened because of positioning. In a three-man crew, it's a lot easier to move around freely and find that line of sight.
Oh, there's another one. The late call. There's a late call. Well, it might have been a late call because the guy who made the call was secondary on it.
Correct.
He was waiting for the guy who
primary
had the ball
passed on it
to make because he didn't see. You can't call what you don't see. You don't want to guess. And with the two-man crew, you almost have to guess sometimes. You're not supposed to. But three-man crew, you kind of wait for the secondary. Well, what did you see? And you can't talk about it, but you just wait. Oh, it's silent. I'm going to call it.
And in a two-man crew, more often than not, both members of the crew are ball watching.
Yep.
In a three-man crew, you get one for sure, maybe two guys that are ball watching, and then your third official can really be focusing away from the ball. And you'd be surprised what you see happening away from the ball.
That's it's nice. Three-man's a lot easier once you get the mechanics down. Lemereau, 45-degree wing three, misses. Skogerbo with a strong rebound, pulls it down, bothered by Gilbert. And now they got to get the ball across. Good job, Austin Wiesbrook. High ball screen by Judah Chernyavsky. Tries to establish in the post, but he's undersized and working hard in there. Wiesbrook has the ball now, 10 on the shot clock. Logan Anderson is going to call for the ball screen that he will accept.
Weeby is spending a lot of time making sure that Chernyavsky's nice driving layup. Making sure that Chernyavsky's positioning inside is not very solid.
Yeah, and Chernyavsky's really learning. He's first time in a long time playing basketball. 39-31. Skogerbo for a three-pointer puts it in. 39-34. If he gets rolling like he was last night, we got a chance. We're only down 5. 16 minutes left in the game against a deeper, more adept opponent. Riley Paul misses a three-pointer. Wiebe grabs the offensive rebound up underneath. Basket's good and a foul. I think they're going to get Skogerbo. They are. That'll be the first foul on Skogerbo, who has 9 points. Wiebe to the line, shooting one for an old-fashioned three-pointer. 41-34 lead for the Pilots. On the floor currently for FLBC, Logan Anderson, Larson, Kent Anderson, Oyen, and Wiesbrook. Gilbert, Roque, Hall, Wiebe, and Lemereau for the Pilots. Logan Anderson shakes off the ball screen by Oyen, goes corner, shoots a 15-footer that rolls off the rim long, rebound by Lemereau, pushes the ball front court, reverses through Paul, back cut Roque, that was a beautiful back cut, dribbles out the backside, hands off to Gilbert. Wiebe gets a rebound over Wiesbrook. Wiebe over Wiesbrook, I can say that all day. Offensive rebound comes out to Lemereau, three-pointer. It's an 11-point lead for the Pilots.
The missed three offensive rebound kick out for a made three. Tough to stop.
Skogerbo's getting some medical attention at the bench. I think he has a cut of some kind. He'd like to get him back out on the floor. Wiesbrook for three over Roque, and that's good. It's 45-37. Good job, Austin Wiesbrook. The pride and joy of Lisbon, Illinois?
Newark, Illinois.
Newark, Illinois. All those towns, they blend together for me. Riley Paul misses. Rebound to Caden Larson. 2-on-2. Forces against Lemereau. Pushes off. Got away with it. Kicks back out to Logan Anderson. Down the lane. Leaves it for Oyen. Off the glass. Just misses. Wiebe with the rebound. Fouled by Oyen. Providence ball. I think when Jason Goodham watches the tape of this game, I think he's going to say, first of all, who is the color guy?
There's no question about that.
Second of all, what happened to Pastor Ogier? Then he's going to say, Wade, you're calling this like a radio game.
There is a little bit of that.
Little over-talking.
Oh, I don't know.
Then there's the
Have
video.
you ever been accused of over-talking?
Yes.
Should I ask my daughter about your class?
No, not the class. The class works. The rest of my life is where it's questionable. Oleko in the lane for two, 47-37.
Nice pass from the top of the key from Riley Paul there.
Aleko and Paul together on the floor is a problem for us, and it was last year as well. Logan Anderson tries to go behind his back, but
as does
Maestre.
I
don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Maestre picked Logan.
And then proceeded to try his own behind-the-back pass that went out of bounds. Those plays just drive a coach insane.
So behind the back in the middle of the floor or backing in the middle of the floor. It's like you lose the ball like every time. Wiesbrook, almost. Aleko over-pursued. Somebody else overpassed. And Maestre pulls the ball out. And now Wiesbrook is going to grab the ball. That was a hustle play. I'm glad there was no concussion. Levi Skogerbo pulls the ball out to Larson for three. Just long. Riley Paul pulls it down.
That would have been a highlight reel possession there.
Boy, Austin Wiesbrook has no regard for his own safety. Ball kicked out to Gehring, who misses the three-point. Levi Skogerbo with the long rebound. 13 minutes left in the half. Ball screen refused by Logan Anderson. Up, misses it, goes after his own offensive rebound. Gehring pulls it down, and now they have a 3-on-2 to Riley Paul. Inside the circle. Larson got away with one there.
Thankful no call there. Referee had his arms up in the air saying he was straight up.
Don't think it matters if you're inside the circle, though. I think he just didn't want to call that.
I think you're right.
49-37.
You know, there are moments in the game where you do try to keep the best players. Right? Well, that and you try to keep the better players on the floor.
Yep, and no harm done. Ball went in. Skogerbo, hard drive up against Aleko with the challenge.
Aleko trying to look like Isaiah Thomas there for a second.
Riley Paul, left-hand three-pointer by Gehring is good. 52-37. It's now a 15-point lead. Providence pulling away a bit. Coach Logan Strand will take the timeout. Well, 12:41 left in the game. One of our sponsors this year is Joy Enterprises. You remember Barley Green, Scott? Barley Green? Remember Barley Green?
Barley Green? No.
Nutritional supplements?
Do I look like I know what nutritional supplements are?
That's a good point. Chips and salsa is not a nutritional supplement. You still like the chips and salsa?
Oh, I can't get enough.
Kryptonite for me. It is.
Oh, me too, but I still. Now,
how
about queso?
Yeah, but a good salsa, I'd take that even more, and you can eat more of it.
I make
a
pretty mean smoked queso on my
smoker.
smoker.
I bet you do. I'm sure you do.
Oh.
Traeger? Not a sponsor, but could be. Joy Enterprises invites you to start living well with whole food nutrition. To get started on your road to a healthier life with AIM nutritional products, visit myaimstore.com/Joy Enterprises. That's Brent Peterson's business now. His dad, Ralph, that was his business.
Which one?
Joy Enterprises.
Oh, okay.
Thank you to Truestone Wealth Management for sponsoring broadcasts this year. Truestone is the official financial services provider of FLBC Athletics. Kyle, Mark, or Tim are available at 701-352-1217. Caleb
Good
Carlson, thank
Mark
you.
Presting.
Yeah, you know that guy, yeah.
Great family.
Caleb Carlson, realtor, Three Rivers Real Estate, also a sponsor this year. Rock Elm and Johnson Insurance Agency, but today's broadcast partner is Cisco, the official food service provider for the Free Lutheran Bible College and Seminary. Call 763-785-9000 or find your local provider at cisco.com. Caden Larson drives baseline against Alexander.
Strong take.
Double pump up. Chernowski with the offensive rebound puts it back in 52-39. Good job, Judah Chernowski. 12:24 left in the second half.
Good, strong effort coming out of that timeout by Logan Strand. Hoping to keep it up on the defensive end. Aleko is really trying to enforce his will in the paint.
Lemereau short on the three-pointer. Alexander can't quite pull it down. Offensive rebound, though, back into Lemereau. Good play. Maestre drives. Just missed that. Judah's going to feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, great strong take.
Now 54-39. Larson to Kent Anderson. Anderson zigs. Wiesbrook zags. The ball goes out of bounds, and now Logan Anderson and Levi Skogerbo into the game for Kent Anderson and Seth Stroud. I saw that for posterity.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. That's all right. 11:47 left in the game. 15-point deficit for FLBC. Playing well today. Both teams playing better today than yesterday. And I feared that they would be too tired to come back on it. Daring down the lane with a floater. Misses off back iron. Rebound, Caden Larson. I think Caden Larson probably has a plethora of rebounds tonight. Levi Skogerbo, guarded by Maestra. I think they had some conversations about Skogerbo scoring. Skogerbo only has 9 points after 28 last night. Larson backs himself down the lane, hands off to Skogerbo, who drives down for the layup. And on cue, that'll be 11 now. We have officials timeout for an injured or bothered player, Kerry Richardson, going off of the floor. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
The only U.S. player on this Providence team, actually, from Caddo Mills, Texas.
I'll say Caddo. I'll go Caddo.
Caddo Mills.
Best player on the women's team. One of the best players was from Wasilla, Alaska. So came south, but not from Canada.
Oleko decided he wanted to have 2 pivot feet on that play in the paint, and didn't get away with it. Nice call by the official.
Unless you're James Harden, you don't get that call. I'm not sure he's getting that call anymore either.
Yeah, well, you know, the beard is
just getting
starting
a
to
little
become
old.
a thing of the past. A little long in the tooth.
Yeah, he's been hard to watch for me. I just can't stand. Oh, that was a
that
travel?
was our own
Is that
version
our
of
own?
that was the beard travel right there. 100%.
No, I think he could jump back, but then you can't move either pivot foot. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, but he did. So, and Caden's very aggressive. He gets called for traveling a lot because of that.
Sometimes our body wants to move faster than our mind.
Maestro with the Euro step misses it with the left hand. Boy, he's got a pretty left hand, but it's just not going in for him tonight. Yeah. Ball goes off of FLBC out of bounds. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
The big fella coming back in for the Conquerors here.
Hunter Oyen from, I'm trying to remember.
Elgin, North Dakota.
That's right.
I'm from North Dakota, and I couldn't tell you where Elgin is.
Yeah, I was going to pretend. I can't remember. I've seen Elgin. It's on, I think there's an Elgin. I think there's an I-29 Elgin exit. You're going to look it up, though, aren't you?
Well, you know, we have the information superhighway.
Taylor could look it up for you as production assistant.
We have the information superhighway at our fingertips.
The World Wide Web. I remember when Al Gore invented that. I think we were in college.
Oh, it's over in my wife's neck of the woods, a little south.
Oh, it's over there. So is it like on 94?
It's south of 94, south of Glen Ullin.
South Hart? No, it's Glen Ellen. Is that the one with the big cow?
That would be New Salem.
That's New Salem.
Yes.
Glen Ellen's like nearby that, I think. I don't drive out there as much as I used to since my mother-in-law moved to Iowa with your old roommate Benji.
Good old Benji Dubner. Another
pass.
Loyal and dedicated Michigan fan. Go Blue.
Pass from Rook to Oleko, 58-41.
Tired of that yet?
Yeah, no, that's all right. You deserve it.
3 ball.
Kent Anderson pulls FLBC back within 14. 9 minutes left in the game. Rook now is going to hang out, shoot the 3. Misses long. FLBC somehow is going to kick this defensive rebound away. Meister with the offensive rebound. Rolls it, stumbling, fumbling, bumbling, 94 feet to the other end of the floor out of bounds. And now FLBC will have the basketball. Baseline out of bounds with a full 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Astro looking around like, did I do that?
I'm not sure. It's like a bowling impersonation.
Thought somebody was open.
Richardson into the game for FLBC for the first time in a while. Joey Richardson, you might remember Mark Richardson. He was pastor in Abercrombie back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Now he's in Foston.
Okay.
So he would have been Ron and Barb's pastor. That's Joey, his son.
That would have been not just Ron and Barb's pastor.
What's that?
That would have been Percy and Judy's pastor, probably.
Yeah, probably. I could have been. So, floater by Levi Skogerbo now has 13. 58-46. It's only a 12-point lead. 8:35 left in the game. If FLBC can get a stop, let's do it. Caden Larson's doing a great job banging with Oleko inside, but now Gehring shoots for 2. 11 on the game now. That was 3.
That was a 3 ball.
11 on the game. 61-46. Larson down the lane, off the glass, somehow out in the end. Larson,
boy.
get up, Joey Richardson, good job. Make the shot blocker block shots off of Aleko's hand out of bounds. FLBC ball, baseline. Good job, Joey. Defensive rebound, gets into the stat book, and heads back out with Wiesbrook getting a little bit of a break.
Caden Larson's got to be getting tired here. He's really working hard defensively on the big guys. Still trying to be positive.
And Roche gets a head start on that one. He wasn't going to miss that.
No.
Steal,
High
layup on the
percentage.
other end, 63-46. That was a high percentage shot. I started to tell a story first game, and I didn't get to it. And you try not to talk over the action as Skogerbo pulls up for a three in the corner, misses the rebound to Alexander. I coached with a gentleman named Mike Bjerke in Brookings, South Dakota, back when you were almost my player, which would have changed our relationship forever. Meister for three, in and out, rebound Skogerbo, hands off to
What
Wiesbrook.
a world that would have been.
In a different world, if Governor Janklow had not cut the budget and your dad lost that job offer, you would have been my player instead of would have been with Quincy, right? So it would have been with my player instead of playing with Quincy.
Yeah. So I'm not so sure if it was a job offer that was cut as much as the folks decided that they wanted to stay one more year because I was going to be a senior in high school. Right
Basket
on cue,
by
we can finish the
FLBC.
story because we have a timeout coming. Another scoring timeout by Logan Strand.
63-48. So Mike Bjerke, great guy. He was, at the time, probably 60-ish. He played JUCO basketball back in the day when the JUCO leagues were huge, and one of the teams that he played against was Bob McAdoo's JUCO team.
There's a name from the
Yes,
past.
Laker great. So Bjerke's team was good, but came out against McAdoo's team, and it was not going well. Coach took a quick timeout. He comes back over and looks at his coach kind of hopelessly and says, "Coach, could be an up-tempo game." So every time I say it's starting to be an up-tempo game, I think of Mike Bjerke.
That's good stuff.
Mike Bjerke was the man of 1,000 out-of-bounds plays. They all ended with a lob, and none of our guys could dunk or catch a
jump
lob. But
that
that's all
high?
right.
Okay,
What do you have here? Oh,
Your power's going out on your iPad.
Oh, was it? Thank you for that. Yeah. Save the date for Campus Days, April 12th and 13th. April 13th is my birthday. I'll be 51. And now if you knew my mother's maiden name, you could start an account in my name. This preview weekend gives high school students and recent graduates a glimpse of FLBC classes and community life. Build friendships with future classmates during the weekend's activities. And hear sample classes taught by our Bible professors. Registration coming soon at flbc.edu/events.
Coming down the stretch here, 7 minutes to go, 15-point deficit for the Conquerors, looking to really just try to cut into this. You got 2 timeouts left if you're Logan Strand. You'd love to cut this to under 10 by, let's say the 4-minute mark to see what happens down the stretch.
We came with a little bit of pressure there, just a little bit of token just to see if we could catch them sleeping, and, they were not. So
Critical here to make sure they're one and done, no extra second shot opportunities, and no wide open threes.
We're
like
in our
that
matchup
one.
zone. It's a trapping version of it. They do a really
Good
good job
box
with
out.
it, and Providence moves the ball pretty well.
Yes, they do. Good box out by Caden Larson down there, keeping the big guy off the boards.
So what are the chances that you and I are going to be broadcasting games together ever again?
Well,
Possible,
I mean, I'd never say never.
but limited, right? Limited opportunity.
I would say
unless
so.
you would decide to move to Minneapolis.
Why would I want to move here?
But no, that's not the chamber
that's not
conference
the
line.
conversation.
No, Logan Anderson for number 3 from the line for 1. Would you like to take the last 6:30 play-by-play?
No, I would not.
You wouldn't? Okay, I was going to give you that opportunity. Second one in.
I don't know their names well enough.
That's true, 63-50. Like, Strand family or not, that's kind of what you got, right?
Yeah.
Joey Richardson in the game now, doing some trapping out of this matchup zone. Logan Anderson keeps the ball on the perimeter, but the ball is eventually into Riley Paul, who's just a matchup problem for us. Caden Larson's doing a good job, but just couldn't hold him off any longer.
Great double drop.
50.
Great double drop step there.
The guy's got moves.
Yeah, he does.
Missed shot by FLBC. Rebound and long pass by Providence. No look by Paul to Alexander. Long three, miss. Kent Anderson rebound. Logan Anderson to Weechbrook. Logan, somebody, I didn't see who it was, overran the play, and Weechbrook was able to put the ball in with his left hand. It's a 13-point lead. We're hanging right in there.
Back in the game here. 5.5 to go. It's going to be Skogerbo and Caden Larson time here on both ends of the floor. They really got to. Oh, nice slip cut. Nice slip cut there by Bryden Alexander. Great pass by Riley Paul.
That high-low action is beautiful. When a big man can pass like that, it's fantastic. Ball's forced up. There's a defensive rebound, long outlet pass, 69-57, and then, 69-52.
Like the Conqueror players, I have a feeling my counterpart here is running out of steam down the stretch.
Yes, there's some of that going on, and now here's unfortunately, we're trying to get a
timeout.
timeout.
In his seat here.
You're trying to get a timeout to get Skogerbo to the game, and we can't get a miss, and Roke's going to get that basketball to go in the hole.
Just like that, it's 19 points.
19 points to the live ball, 4 points. So instead of being under 10, now it's almost 20, and we just threw the ball away again. We're just tired. Long pass to Roke. It's a layup contest. Logan's got to get this. Logan's got to take a timeout here to get fresh players in the game, or we could get a make. Larson to Anderson for three. 73-55, 18-point lead. Approaching the 4-minute media timeout. That does not exist.
You know, when I agreed to do this secondary color commentary with you, I said I was only going to do it till the first media timeout. I didn't realize there were no media timeouts.
No, there were not.
That's why Ozier just left.
I think Ozier's gone. They're actually headed to Iowa to her family.
Oh, so I just gave him an early release.
Yes. That's another three
Back-to-back
for Anderson.
3 balls.
And all of a sudden, a 75-58, 17 points. And this one's done.
I would say so. I mean, there might be a little bit of life, but, you know, when Providence really wants to get a shot, they haven't struggled most of the night.
No. And Logan just can't get there's no dead balls. So we got to trying to get a player in. And it just slipped away before he could get players in. That ball goes there's a dead ball off of Richardson's hands. Michelle, where she grew up in northeast Montana, in farm and ranch country, people are less sensitive about such things. Their high school announcer would say, not turn out the lights, the party's over, but cats in the bag, bags in the river.
Oh, boy.
And you can't say that anymore. But keep in mind, this is a direct quote, so it's okay for me to say that. And if you have concerns about that, text adam.osier, O-S-I-E-R, at FLBC.com. See how I did that?
I love how you deflected the blame on that one. Yeah.
They won't figure that domain name out.
Even though you've said .edu all night long on
no, they're never going to figure. They're never going to figure that out. That's
gotcha.
Very stealth.
Gotcha.
First foul on Roke. The guy's so fast he doesn't have to reach, so he's never. In fact, I would hazard to guess that in his career, spanning almost 2 full years now at Providence, that he has not fouled out of a basketball game. He moves too fast.
Can we make it 3 in a row?
That's called a turkey, right?
That's called a turkey. So I will give a brief shout out to the radio play-by-play guy of my playing days at Valley City State University, Mr. Ed O'Bannon, the late Ed O'Bannon.
Not the basketball player.
Not the basketball player. This was his radio name. But he had some lines. We had a JJ on our team. JJ Jeremy Johnson stops, drops for 2. How do you do? I got 2. JJ Jeremy Johnson.
But was he? That would have been in Ed and Charles O'Bannon days, right?
It would have been probably.
But
yes.
did he name himself after the UCLA player?
Couldn't tell you.
Sure. Okay. 75-58.
He was a radio guy that belonged on the radio, and never played competitive sports in his life. But he was a radio guy through and through.
Ours at Brookings when I coached there, Dallas Cole.
DC
That's died last year. He'd always say the Brookings Bobcats are coached by head coach Lynn Frederick, assisted by Mike Bierke Jim Frederick and the pride and joy of Lake Preston, Wade Mobley.
Mobley.
Is that Justin? Justin's doing
That's from
thing today?
justinlive.com right there.
Is that
Broadcasting at New Richmond High School in New Richmond, Wisconsin.
What's it called?
justinlive.com.
How do you spell that? It's like one word?
Justin.
justinlive.com.
Or Just In Live.
Oh, gotcha, like that.
A little play on words.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but could
be. All
has
right.
a cousin attending, or has a niece attending the college here.
I mean, so many. It's hard to keep up with. Logan Anderson alters his shot because of Meister's good defense. Alexander with the rebound. It's 76-58, 18-point lead with $1.50 left in the game. FLBC still not giving up. I'm very impressed at the effort and progress of both teams over the course of the season and the weekend. Loose ball picked up by Levi Skogerbo. Kent Anderson going to hand off to Austin Wiesbrook, who finds himself in the land of the tall people. Kicks out to Levi Skogerbo, who misses the three-pointer. Logan Anderson misses the two-pointer. Long outlet pass to Meister, who thinks better of it.
He was called back by the coach.
He was held off.
By Pierre Dubriel.
Pierre
Dubriel?
Dubriel. You tend to not pronounce final or anywhere close L's in French, but Adam Osier was just insistent yesterday. Dubriel. And I'm thinking, that doesn't sound right. And I've been to France. So now he comes in today. I think it's Dubriel. Oh, yeah, it's Dubriel.
I would say it's Dubriel.
It's like
French to me.
It's like Herbeck, where they're, by a vowel, you need vowels to make a name in Czech names. In this case, I think with French names, it's like extra vowels. How many vowels do you need? As many as you want. Like flutes in a marching band. How many do you need? As many as you want. Shots up and in.
Stretching now.
That's stretching.
Checking into the game now, Seth Stroud from Monroe, Washington. Another one of the Washington kids, huh?
Yeah, he's been around. His dad's was North Minneapolis, went to seminary, internship, I can't remember where, and then was a pastor in Salinas, California, Monterey Peninsula, and now up in the Pacific Northwest.
Gotcha.
76-59, less than a minute left. Roque has the ball coming up the floor. Lemereau in the corner misses the three. Roque tries to save it, but he's on the line. We'll hand the ball back over to FLBC. Oyen back into the game. Closing this one out.
Checking out of the game, Caden Larson with, see here, 13 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. Solid night for Caden Larson. Afternoon,
and defensively,
I should say.
too. And Logan Strand doesn't need to hang his head over this effort.
No,
I think it's really good. Do you want to talk to Logan after the game?
I'd be more than happy to talk to Logan.
I think you should. You're cousins, so might be a good thing.
And that's going to do it.
I will do the soft hang-up here a little bit. Production assistants tonight, Lexi Berg on stats, Luke Quambeck on camera. Also, who's up in back? I can't see. Aaron? Oh, Zach Davis on the camera, and then Aaron Dyrud, producer, as we wrap things up. My favorite part of every FLBC basketball game is the two teams will gather at half court and pray. Back in the day, not all of the teams prayed with us, including all the Christian teams. And now even the tribal schools will pray with us. Hardly anybody will ever mock it.
I think you're probably right. I think it's become very customary. They see it more happening on TV. They see it in the NFL. They see it a lot where that happens, whether it's 5 guys, 20 guys, 100 guys. So it becomes much more customary, I would think. We played a lot of junior college, community college programs back when I was playing.
Not as many now.
And those guys, they like to talk negatively about us throughout the game and after the game. So,
to be honest with you, inside our ACCA even, we've had to address some things through the last few years. That's very sad. In fact, I remember some of the officials. One of the crews refs Big 12 games. Big 12 is what it used to be. Who knows? I can't keep track
Big
of
17
conferences
now or whatever.
The big people who can't count teams. So anyway, they say that sometimes our games are more, profane. Not our team, but some of the other teams. And so we've had to address these things.
Interesting.
It's very sad to me, but we're addressing these things. Well, you know me. We're addressing these things. What you got?
Got a little Looney Tunes action going on by the band.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's right.
That's all, folks.
Coach Logan Strand is going to join us briefly. He always does, sink or swim.
Good for him.
And I'm going to let Scott and Logan talk. They're cousins. And so when you get done with Logan, just say something kind about something, and then say, and we'll see you next time, or something like that. And then
when is next time?
Next time we don't have a lot of games left. In fact, no more home games outside of the 2 tournaments, the NIAC tournaments in February and the ACCA tournament in March. In fact, looking at the
men
schedule,
still have one more home game because they're not doing.
So we're at Oak Hills, and then Oak Hills is here, Tuesday, February 13th. I'm going to miss that one too. Jason and I just can't get a game.
Coming to visit me or what?
I guess. Thank you very much, Lexi. So on that, Oak Hills does not have a women's team right now. They just didn't have the players this year, and that's too bad, because that would have been helpful. So, what do you have for stance?
Well, Providence came out in the second half after shooting a solid 48% in the first half. They shot 53% in the second half. The Conquerors, however, really kind of changed gears in the other direction. They've shot 50% in the first half and only 41% in the second half. So that's a big storytelling portion of the game. Turnovers-wise, the Conquerors with 12. The Providence Pilots with 9, which led to kind of the outcome of tonight's game. We're going to be joined here by head coach and my cousin, the one, the only, Logan Strand, to talk about this afternoon's game.
Why'd they give you a mic? I'm just kidding.
Ozier decided he wanted to take off for his family trip a little early, and I said I was going to stay here for just till the first media timeout.
Okay.
I found out there are no media timeouts, so I got
stay
suckered
the
into
whole
this.
time. The whole time.
Yeah. So talk to me about your thoughts on the effort today.
Man.
This afternoon compared to yesterday.
Phenomenal effort today. Even last night, I thought we played pretty well. Tonight, you could see it all put together, I think. Offensively, we have our struggles, and you could see that when you don't have a very deep bench, you could see some tired and some fatigue on our guys. But everyone played hard. Everyone contributed. Everyone did something to help the team win or try to win today.
Yep.
And you can't ask for much more than that.
Absolutely. No, I know, last night, I should say, you were playing really well in the first half through about probably the 13-minute mark or so, and then just a dry spell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, between turnovers, missed shots, second chance opportunities for the Pilots, and they finished the half on a 24-0 run or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, those are hard to overcome.
Yep.
The game becomes kind of out of hand at that point, and you do what you can in the second half to try and keep it competitive. Today, this afternoon, the effort really didn't waver.
No. And like you said, there was points in the game, too, where offensively you could tell that we're just a young basketball team with
100%.
young basketball IQ, because when those things happen, that's when you'd like your best players to go get the ball, go make a play, or get some movement and run a set. And sometimes our guys are like, ooh, open shot, 22 on the clock. And you're like, we're down 8 and we haven't scored in 6 possessions. Run something, please.
Yes.
So, and we're building upon that. And to be doing this now from where we came from to peak toward this end of the year and to be in games toward the end, that's all you can ask for as a coach. And that effort will continue to build upon, and we'll see how we do the rest of the year.
Talk for a moment about the effort from the bigs from the Pilots.
Oh, man.
I mean, obviously, we don't have the size on our end.
No.
To match up with those guys. But the bigs, I mean, Riley Paul had a really strong game, 18 points, 7 boards. Hayden Wiebe had an off game for him in all reality. Last night he was a man amongst boys.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, talk about Caden Larson's effort especially, and Judah Chernovsky, guarding those bigs inside.
Oh, yeah. It's very difficult. Those bigs are some of the best that we have in our conference, and you could tell every time they go down, they sit down there, they post up, they're H'ing up, and they're doing everything they can to get the ball. But I thought Caden Larson and Judah did a great job today of trying to front and try and work around. And, all you can ask for when you play good bigs is just make them shoot over the top. And I thought we did that for the most part, but Riley Paul is just a good player.
You just got to keep him off the block. You got to try and catch it at the elbow. or above the top of the key versus down low. When they catch it down low,
it's over.
It's over. I mean, and the worst thing that can happen then is you foul them and give them a 3-point play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
But phenomenal effort by them. I mean, when you're undersized, you have to give effort because otherwise you're just going to get bulldozed down in the post. And, Riley Paul is a good player. Hayden Wiebe, a little bit of an off game, but, he's a fantastic post player as well. And, it's fun to see our guys compete, especially undersized, to be able to give an effort. And, that's sometimes all you can ask for.
And it's a coach's dream to have those two guys and then to bring Emmanuel Oleko off the bench.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's three towers, you just keep doing it over and over and over. And I'm just like, they got to run out of these guys eventually, right?
Yeah. Well, all in all, your thoughts on the game today, I think, are spot on. I thought the effort was there the entire game. But, briefly, I'm going to talk about my effort today.
Oh, okay.
Someone's got to, cover for Wade.
I mean, well.
You have two color guys doing the game together. It's color A and color B, and there's no real play-by-play happening.
Yeah,
so.
he makes, whenever I do it with him, he makes me do the play-by-play, and I'm not necessarily a good play-by-play guy either.
Oh, I'm not for sure.
Oh, I mean, yeah. But, Wade tries his best, but, you got to give him some grief sometimes,
How about all this family around we got this weekend?
There's so much. I have not seen this many strands in a place since Strand Christmas. There's a lot of people. Like, look at them.
I mean, they're coming out of the woodwork
They
all
are.
over the place.
They just walk down the steps, and I'm like, who is this person? Like, why are they all here?
And I got a new nickname for your father over, by the way. UD.
Good. Oh, UD?
Uncle Do. UD.
Beautiful.
So that's his new name moving forward. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us here today at the Student Life Center on the campus of the Free Lutheran Bible College in Plymouth, Minnesota. Like how I did that?
Yeah, I did.
You'd think I would do this all the time.
Dude, you want a job? I think I could get you one.
You can't afford me.
Yeah, that's very true.
But hey, it's been a pleasure to be here this weekend. It's been a pleasure, a lot of fun to watch you guys play. Great to be here to watch my daughter play in her final home games of her basketball career. And we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for coming out for homecoming weekend. Next game here at the Student Life Center, February 13th, 7:30, Oak Hills. Men will play, and that will be the men's senior night. So if you're not here and you're a men's parent, that is that night. So, Scott, thank you for being here. It's always fun to see you, cousin. It's fun to talk to you in the booth, and we'll have a great rest of the weekend, and have fun, everybody that's out there.
Go Conquerors.
Roll Conks.